Alright, 1993 GMC Sierra. Here's what we've got done so far. So what you're going to need to kind of do this job is you're going to need a 16. You're going to want to go and put it over this bolt, and you're going to turn counterclockwise, so it should go, I believe, this way is the way it went. So anyways, and then you kind of just pull the pulley off when you've got it cranked up, because this thing's going to have tension, right? This is what gives you tension on your belt to kind of hold everything together. So the whole problem I was having is I was hearing a kind of a rattly noise, almost sounded like knocking, but I figured out it was not knocking. It just happened to be this. I've got it loosened up now, but it wasn't as bad. I'll show previous clips that I've taken of this before I, loosen the bolt up and all that. But so I looked at the back. You can see the wheel how it's supposed to be. And you can see a little bit of cracking right there. And obviously I got a huge fucking chunk here. You can actually see the bearing on the inside there. So we're going to take this off. We're going to swap it out. And then we're going to hopefully fix our problem here. Okay, so taking a better look here. We now have this off. You can definitely see underneath here where that giant ass hole is. So these two pieces are going to actually, we're just going to take that bolt off. You can see in here you got your bearing, which is spinning, and it's actually, surprisingly, this isn't, see, you can kind of hear that noise. So that's basically just flopping around, because I'm pretty sure, I don't know what exactly holds this bearing in. Maybe it is the plastic, maybe that's why it's, yeah, you can kind of see it just wants to flop around there. So anyways, this is not what we want. So you got your belt off. If you ever get confused and you kind of forget, what you're, where you're supposed to be routing this whole belt, you typically have a sticker somewhere around the front of your engine bay that should kind of show you where the belt should go. But now to get our new pulley, this is what the new pulley should look like. So as you can see, no flopping here. I can push on either side. Nothing's kind of bouncing around. This looks a lot better than the previous one. Is this the same? Yeah, good. It's always good to match it up, make sure you got the right size thing and all that. So as you can kind of tell with this one, it doesn't like to spin nearly as easy. And so typically if you have a bad pulley, from what I've learned over this last couple hours, if you're going to spin them, they should kind of have some tension to them. Like mine's not just going to spin for days. If you do, it's likely that the bearing's pooched. So anywho, we're going to kind of slap this back on there, and then we'll get back to it when we're together here. Okay, so this is about the best angle I can kind of get here. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your pulley. You're going to have these little, you're probably going to end up reusing these in the bolt. So these are going to go like so. Oops. Sorry, this is really fucking up. Okay, so you're going to want your dips to be kind of like this, right? In the, I don't know what you'd call this, washer or something like that. So they're going to go like that. Kind of just sit on. And you're going to put this on the other side when you fasten it up. So it should look something like this. So now we're going to screw this in by hand first. You never want to use power tools or anything like this on this type of thing, because you'll end up fucking up the threads, and then you got a whole different issue. You do not want that. So anywho, you're going to just kind of just get this belt out of the way. You can almost just set it on top if you want. That's what I'm going to do anyways. So yeah, you kind of just get it lined up. You're going to just tighten. Do it with your hands again, not destroying those threads. Had a little camera malfunction, but now we do have the wheel on here. Sounds like it can spin pretty decently. I believe this is about roughly the amount of tension you want. Like with this one, you can spin it fairly easily. Down here you can spin your fan fairly easily. Down below that is a big fucking thing to spin. So anyways, yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and tighten this up. We'll put the belt back on. So you're basically just gonna do the same thing as before, except for I believe you're just it's the same thing counterclockwise. So you're gonna pull it out, kind of just tuck your belt under there, and then it should be tightened to the right setting. But just make sure, double check, look around, make sure your belt's all lined up properly with the wheels and everything, and then it should be good. Alright, so anyways, basically once you got this tightened up, I just kind of gave it one little crank there. You don't want to go too hard, otherwise you'll end up snapping the fucking bolt, and again, that'll be a big problem. So let's not do that. You're going to switch back out from your 15, because that's what this bolt is here for this pulley. You're going to switch it back to your 16, which is going to be the bolt underneath here for your fastener. So kind of tighten your belt up. We're going to go not clockwise, clockwise being this is tightening. You're going to go counterclockwise. Somebody didn't clarify that in my video, but luckily I figured it out. Not that it's that hard to figure out, but anyways. So you're going to kind of just go on this bolt here. And what I'm actually going to do is, because, I mean, you can crank this pretty fucking hard, but there's a good chance this thing might slip and absolutely fucking destroy my hand, so I really don't want to do that. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to actually see how low, because I might just be able to, no, see, that's not going to happen. So anyways, you want to kind of just tuck and hold it down there. And you're going to get back on this bolt here. And then, if you're doing it the fucking sketchy way like I am, you want to grab your wrench, put it on your ratchet there so you can actually get more leverage. See, this is fucking super sketch. I need this belt on the other side of my ratchet. So what you're going to do is actually take your belt, pull it off, pull it to the opposite side of your ratchet. You're going to feed it back underneath onto your pulley there. And now, when we crank this, we're going to actually have to get this belt on this pulley, because otherwise it's not going to work. Okay. Let's get just the end here. Crank it up. Kind of just feed this where it has to go. Make sure we're on all the pulleys that we can see. Gotta, oh fuck's sake, tuck it up and under. Gonna pull the tensioner. Gonna pull the belt into the route it needs to go. Make sure we're on the tensioner. You're gonna slowly let it back down. Oh, we're not quite on there, see? So we're gonna crank it back. Kind of just line it up. Usually, if you're working on an old truck like this, you can see the rust outline, which is kind of where your belt's been running previously on the track there. So again, now you're gonna take your camera. It's just fucking. You're gonna kind of double check, look and make sure that your belt's on straight to basically all your pulleys, because if it's half hanging off or whatever and you go to fucking start your engine, your belt's gonna fly off, and if it snaps or gets torn or anything like that, you're gonna be buying a new one, and that'll be costly. So anywho, we have our tensioner on there now, and I think it's actually smart because you kind of want to feel maybe like the longer portion of your belt, little teeny bit of slack there. I'm not sure how much you're actually supposed to have on it, to be honest, but I imagine maybe if I put, oh, that just fucking moved. Oh, wait a sec. That's a little bit better. Yeah, actually that's pretty solid. I don't even think I have to do anything with that. I think that's supposed to just... Okay, ran out of storage here, just to give a brief rundown of what we just talked about before. I don't know if the camera caught it or not, but anyways, just make sure you got nothing in your engine bay there. Make sure no sockets are gonna fall in, hit your fan, and then fucking tear something up. So we're gonna give her a start now. See if she sounds any better. Hopefully get rid of some of that knocking sound that we had before, because let's just have a look-see here. Much better. So another thing you can kind of see, like, if you kind of look at it straight on, you'll notice that my pulley's not wobbling. It was doing that a lot before. That's not bad. Yeah, so everything looks like it's running smoothly. So to give you a kind of little bit of insight on a way that you can kind of find out what pulley of yours is the one rattling. For instance, you're going to want to grab a pry bar. This is also what I've learned. And so for instance, on my pulley here, what you actually want to do is you want to reach in on this side here, and where that metal is, you're going to kind of just let it line up on the side here like this, and put your ear to the end of the nozzle. So what that's going to basically tell you is when you're listening, you're going to hear it's going to go. So, because I was actually kind of worried it was, you know, rod knock or something for my engine, but it turns out that's not the case, because if you do the same thing, you put your ear up and listen, you're not going to hear nothing. So anyways, that's just a quick tip for you. that's how you change your pulley belt out on your 1993 GMC Sierra 4.3. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for some more.